Hello, everybody. This is Dane.
And this is JR.
And we are
the Cult Lords.
And we've just flown back in from Comic-Con, and boy, our arms tired.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I gotta...
Actually, we drove. It was local. It was C2E2 here in Chicago, Friday, December the 10th. And we spent the day there. Still got our badges on.
Still got them on. I mean, we're fresh off.
Oh, we're fresh off. So, yeah, I forgot about that. But we went in costume. Our cosplay was our own T-shirts.
Everyone's like, who are you guys?
Yeah, who is
us?
We did have a couple people stop us and say, those are cool shirts.
Right.
Who are you guys?
And one of them said, I like to walk around and get high.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. She goes, I just like to walk around, get high, and just check out people and their costumes.
Right.
She was the one who came up to me and said, hey, I love this shirt. And I thought she meant our logo shirt. She meant this outer shirt with all the skulls on it.
I'm sure that was playing havoc with her senses at that point.
Yeah, so we just thought we would do a quick little wrap-up of what we saw, what we experienced, and some cool things that happened at C2E2. So, first of all, Dane, I just wanted to get your... We've gone to Comic-Cons before. But this one, of course, it was a Friday, but the attendance seemed a little low. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was a much bigger venue than it normally was. So as a result of that, it seemed like there was a lot more, walking space. You weren't compressed. It was Friday, obviously, so there wasn't, we went basically during the day. So there was a lot of people that obviously could not do that.
Right.
But not as many people.
I don't know if COVID still has a lot to do with it, but the two big shows every year in Chicago are the C2E2, which is at McCormick Place. That's the one we went to.
Also where the auto show is.
And then there's the Wizard World's Comic-Con. That's always at the Donald E. Stevens out in Rosemont.
Near O'Hare, yeah.
And we've been to that one
multiple times. A much tighter grouping there.
Much tighter, but still always large. But people seem so nice.
Yeah.
We talked to so many people there at different booths. People stopped us. We stopped people. Got photos with a few people, right? And didn't get to see any of the celebrities that were there. We weren't there for that. We were there to kind of network and then get some stuff that we wanted on a personal
Plus,
level.
it seemed like Friday there weren't a lot of celebrities there. I mean, you go online and most of them are showing up on Saturday and not Friday or Sunday. So
we do have a little montage of some of the video we took that we think we saw CM Punk at a booth, but we're not 100% sure because we're not huge wrestling fans, but we think it was CM Punk. But you
guys can decide when you see the video.
You'll see in the video, was that CM Punk that we saw? I don't know. But everybody was nice, except there was a few dealers that were a little raw.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Unexpected,
that was unexpected.
You think they're there to connect them to your dinero, and somehow they weren't acting that way.
And when we were there to spend money in their booths, they seemed so uninterested in that. So
right.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But some highlights that we saw. The first one that I will talk about is we stopped by the Source Point Press booth. And Source Point Press is a smaller publisher of different comics, and they are the publishers of The Cult of Dracula, which is right here.
Puppy right here, The Cult of Dracula.
The Cult of Dracula. So, first of all, since we are the Cult Lords, Dane and I are always interested in any sort of comic book or paraphernalia that
Cult
says
of Dracula, Cult Classic.
So we got Cult Classics back there. You've got the Batman, Cult of Batman run.
The Cult.
So we have been, it's just called The Cult, right?
Right.
And so we have been collecting this series, which came out earlier in 2021, and it was a six book arc for the story. And have you actually been reading your books on this, or just collecting for right now?
Just collecting. I've got a huge backlog of things to read.
So while we were at that booth, we had a great talk with a couple of people there. We told them that we were fans. We told them what we did, and they had the first editions of the trade of the six comic book run. Both of us have the entire 6-book comic run already. It stopped at 6, but I didn't have the trade, so I purchased this, which has all 6 comic books in it. And I was kind of scrolling through it a little bit later.
Great artwork.
Oh, great!
And you've read them, right? So you thought the story was cool.
I'm about halfway through, and just to let you know what the story is about I think it's based in Tennessee, and there's like a cult compound that has committed mass suicide, and the FBI agent who goes in to take a look into what it is thinks it's just like a cult, like Jonestown, or you know what I mean,
one of those regular run-of-the-mill cults.
But as he starts investigating it, it's a little bit more in depth, a little bit more supernatural than what he thought was going to be, and it turns out to be a really good story so far. You want to put that back?
Do we hear movie?
You know what? I would not be surprised if this gets picked up for a TV show or something. But the exciting thing that she told us is that this is volume 1, or series 1. There's a series 2 on the way for this. So
I guess I'm gonna have to read series 1 now.
Yeah, we were
before 2 comes out.
Asking when that date was coming. She was not helpful. She brought somebody else over. They didn't have any dates, but they said coming soon. So
she tried.
So yeah, so if you want to read this series, it's really, really good. The artwork is amazing. The covers are amazing. They have a lot of variants on their comics. So there's a lot of different types of books to buy, but really exciting. And I'm telling you, don't sleep on this series, because I bet you we are going to see this picked up somewhere. So that was one of our first.
I'm gonna have to look at this myself while you're talking. Go ahead.
So actually, while we were there, Dane, we saw a few of our LCS, our local comic book stores, with their booths
the LCS, there. Yes.
So one of your local comic book stores is Gem Comics,
right,
in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Yeah.
Our other one that we like in Elmhurst wasn't there, but we'll give a shout out.
Unicorn Comics. Terry and Jerry.
Oh, we love those guys every time we go there. We have the greatest talks. Every time we walk into that comic book store, they've got like Matt Houston or something from the 70s, like Kojak on,
or
the TV.
The Hulk.
Yeah, the
the original Hulk.
So they always have something to
or the
there.
Rockford Files, or Quincy, or
something like that. And we talk about that era with
them. But those guys have a great amount of knowledge of so many different comic book lines, history of things.
We have a lot
how to start your own comic book.
We have a lot of favorite local places that we go to, but that's got to be on the top of the list.
Yep.
But we also saw Graham Cracker Comics. I live out towards the Naperville way, so I'm always in the Naperville location, and sometimes I go to Plainfield too, because it's kind of cool. It's a 2-story.
Oh, I haven't been at that one.
Yeah, so they got all their DC and Marvel books on one level, and then you go up these stairs into like another room. They got a conference room for like meetings and like people who
probably
play
for gamers,
yeah. And then they've got all their independents upstairs. So really cool. But they actually had 2 booths. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right. It must have been 2 different owners, right? I'm assuming it's a franchise.
Well, there is 2 owners to that, but they own like 12 locations like across the U.S. But check out Graham Cracker Comics, one of our LCS that was there. Then we made our way to the 501st Legion. That's always exciting at a Comic-Con to go and check them out. So if you're not familiar with the 501st Legion, it's a international group of cosplayers all around Star Wars.
Yep.
So when you go to C2E2, you go to Comic-Con, or anything like that, you're going to see hundreds, literally like 200-300 cosplayers for Star Wars.
And even at the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Yeah.
They showed up in that. There was like, 50, 60 stormtroopers, and then Darth Vader all in full costume doing the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And
well, the cool thing about the
awesome.
501st Legion is there's so many of them, and their costumes are so meticulous to how good they are, that they get called by lots of organizations and lots of events to make appearances, and they're paid, to go make appearances. And
these are all homemade costumes. I mean,
they are, and
they're not buying these off the rack. They're like hand making all of this stuff.
We met a couple there, a married couple, that we talked to them for like at least 30 minutes.
Right.
And they brought out some of their like blasters that they built. you know, like Han Solo blasters.
Oh yeah, and that thing had some heft to it. It wasn't like chintzy. It was like, this thing weighs like 15 pounds. Well, maybe not 15, but 8 pounds.
I wish I wrote their name down on a card. Did you write their name down on anything? So we can give them a shout out?
Just get a little kind of stickers too. They had all these little mini Star Wars stickers. Got a couple of those.
So as you might know, every episode of our reviews, I like to put a different patch over the computer logo. So she gave me 2 501st Legion patches. This one is the Imperial Officer Corps. And then this one is like for the Lady Firebirds like brigade. So she gave me 2 awesome patches. They'll be making appearances, I'm sure, at some point on my PC. But yeah, so and we got
a ton of it in the montage.
You'll see in the montage that you'll see. But they were super cool.
Especially the bejeweled Stormtrooper helmet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got in for that one. They were so nice. They were awesome. And then there was a guy that looked like Jango Fett.
Yes.
Did we get any video of him or no?
No, because I didn't want to interrupt them.
They
were talking.
Looked like
I know. It was
Jango
freaky.
Fett.
His name was Arturo.
Oh, really?
I think it was Arturo.
Oh, I wanted...
Arturo, if you're out there and you hear this, contact us because we'd love to have...
We wanted to go meet you, but you had such a crowd around you that we weren't going to go interrupt that. And so we never made it back to that booth, but we were definitely wanting to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the next booths that we went to was a booth called Comic Sandwiches. And we got some stickers that they gave us here. But Comic Sandwiches, they had the coolest replica Captain America shield.
Right.
And they were having a giveaway that you could buy like some raffle tickets for the Captain America shield.
Focus in on it.
We bought like $20 worth, right? You know what I mean? Which we didn't think we would win, but I'm telling you, that Captain America shield would have looked good.
Absolutely fabulous here.
Somewhere right here.
But they were really well made. I mean, they had like leather bindings in the background, and these things were like...
One they were like showcasing for the giveaway, but then they had a wall of different shields. And I mean, they had like Wonder Woman shields, and they had like, different Captain America shields, and they had, I think they even had like helmets. And like I think I saw the 300 helmet. Was there Mjolnir at? They had batarangs too.
They had batarangs.
Batman batarangs.
Yeah, they had that. And then some of those had some heft to them. It wasn't like chintzy metal. This thing was like, you could definitely kill somebody with it if you threw it on full on force.
They were so well
do some
made.
Serious damage.
And we're gonna link these guys, everybody that we're mentioning. We're gonna link them in the description of this video, so you can go check them out. But we will put the website on there for Comic Sandwiches. And, I think there's some stuff that we should look at to add to our studio set.
If we could just get more subscribers, you guys could enjoy all this stuff.
You can enjoy. We need more subscribers. So like and subscribe. That was Comic Sandwiches. And then the last kind of big highlight that I'll mention is... we've kind of plotted out, because we do movie reviews, we've plotted out 8 movies ahead of what we're going to do. And just last week I showed Dane a trailer, and I said, Dane, I've been holding on to this Blu-ray for a while. I really, really want to watch this movie. It's called Mandy. Right? And it's with Nicolas Cage. It's supposed to be one of the freakiest movies ever.
I was going to say.
And what do you think of that trailer?
Oh, the trailer looked awesome. I mean, of course, it's not for everybody.
Oh, no.
But it looked for anyone who's into like
horror.
Psychedelic horror, metal, like almost like a mix like of Road Warrior-ish type thing.
We don't
with
know.
Like motorcycle,
We don't know 100%.
But it was definitely a cult revenge story. Let's put it in that way, which is perfectly what we love.
And it's what we love. So we have been talking about how we want to review this. So here we are walking through some aisles of Comic-Con, and what do we see? A 20-foot poster of Mandy at a booth. And I'm like, Dane, I've got to go get some pictures with us, right? So we're up there, we're getting pictures, and then what happens?
We start talking to the guy right there, telling him
the guy comes around the side because he sees us.
Right.
And he's like, what are you guys up to, right?
Right. We're filming a show. You mind if we take some pictures? We're going to be doing this movie in the next few weeks. And he's like, let me come and introduce you to the marketing director, who coincidentally was also called Mandy.
Her name was Mandy. And like, so it was awesome. We mentioned that, hey, we're going to review this movie. We've been waiting to review this movie. First thing she asked is, how many subscribers do you have? And we're like, we just started like 5 weeks ago, so not too many.
Right.
But she was super cool, and she actually gave us a bunch of free Mandy merch to use for our movie review.
Coming up in the next few weeks.
And yeah, so we're not going to show it now. We'll show it when we do the movie review. But this booth was the booth of Legion M. And if you're not familiar with who Legion M was...
So this is the production company.
This is the production company, but
Legion
it's not a normal movie production company. It's a crowdsourced movie company. So kind of like a Kickstarter, where everybody who donates to it can get, a part ownership into kind of the crowdsourced company and be responsible for certain movies that are released. And I have a list of some of the movies that they released, and it shocked me when I put this together. So there's Mandy, which we know we want to see, but then there is Tolkien, which is a movie that's based on the life of J.R.R. Tolkien.
Okay.
And I watched this actually earlier this year. It was a really good movie.
Oh.
Really, really good
And it goes into his backstory?
It goes into his backstory of how he actually grew up and what brought him to thinking about writing The Lord of the Rings, because he was in World War I. And a lot of things that he saw out on the battlefield, he sees in Lord of the Rings, which you'll have to see that movie. It's amazing. Also is Colossal. I didn't know that movie. Jay and Silent Bob's reboot, funded by Legion M.
Okay.
And then, interestingly enough, there was a movie called Arch Enemy, which I had picked up on Blu-ray probably about 2 months ago, and I didn't realize it was a Legion M movie, but it stars Joe Manganiello.
Grinder from Sabotage!
From Sabotage, one of our movie reviews.
Yep.
But he is also in True Blood and married to Sofia Vergara. So we were excited.
Lucky man.
We were excited, first of all, to network with Mandy, about Mandy.
Yeah.
And we'll be reviewing that movie here in a few weeks, so be on the lookout for that. And we'll show you the free merch that she gave us, because there's some cool stuff in there that she gave us. And we appreciate that, because we didn't have the subscribers she was looking for at the time. But you know what?
It will help, definitely.
She said everybody has to start somewhere. And that was...
So true.
So true. Okay. So those were like some of the highlights. We stopped and we talked to a lot of comic dealers. We talked, some of those metal plates that we were seeing or that they were doing. Some of the steampunk cosplay that we were looking at.
Thor's hammer, that was 17-pound hammer, and you're like, oh my, how did I'm not worthy.
Oh, I wasn't worthy, but it was heavy.
It was.
So
you know where he's getting his arms from.
There were so many cool things, but we also went there not only to network for our channel, but there was some stuff we wanted on a personal level. So Dane, what did you pick up that you were there for, that you couldn't wait to get?
Well, of course, I'm a big Berserker fan, which is the comic book started with Keanu Reeves, and he plays the main character, pretty much. They're writing him in there, but this is one, variant cover. Right now, I believe there's 7 comics, and they've been doing a lot of variants, so I've been trying to collect them all.
He wants every variant of every comic.
There's another one right there, if you could see that one a little bit better, but love the artwork on this. They've got all these different artists coming in and doing these very, stand-out artwork for every single one of these covers. I mean, here's a difference between these two. If you guys, some of you might not know what a variant virgin cover is with no text, and then here's the other version, black and white.
The ones you're holding up right now, the comic dealer that we got that. Do you remember their name? I wrote it down.
Was Santorum?
Sanctum
Santorum Comics.
Out of Plymouth Township, Michigan.
Yeah.
They were one of the coolest
Specifically people. Get variants of things. They didn't get, this one was not from them, but these two were.
Yeah. And no, 3. You got 3.
Yes, these 3.
They made a deal.
They made a deal.
They made...
Willing to deal.
You bought 2 of them, and they threw one.
Right, and then this is the really special one, not from them, from another dealer, but a lot of these guys will have these incentive copies where once a store sells a certain number of
Right.
they all of a sudden get one of these, and they're really hard to get your hands on.
If they order a certain amount of comics, then they get a variant. So there's like variants that for every $5 that you send, we'll send you one of the variants. For every 25 books, for every 100 books, comic books, we'll send you a variant.
So if you push the merchandise, basically they give you a little extra incentive to keep doing it. So this one was a really highly sought after one, so I'm really happy to get my hands on that one.
Yeah.
I got the white one down there, but you can't really see it off camera.
So that was your treasure vault, right?
My treasure vault. There was a couple other things I was looking at too, some old Conans and Vampirellas, but it was kind of hard to find some of this stuff.
And then you went for some Funko Pops.
Yeah, I went for some Funko Pops.
But his kid is
for my kid, and unfortunately that didn't work out just because.
This is where we're going to talk about dealers that just didn't care about selling.
I mean, the guy was literally on the phone, and I'm standing there like, I got to go. And he's like,
for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Like, I want to buy these Funko Pops. I want to tell you about them. And he didn't care. And
so I'm like, adios. I'm taking off.
Yeah. And you were about to spend like a couple $100.
Right.
And the dealer.
So I don't get these guys sometimes. I mean, and it's one of the younger type dealers who I'm sure he's like, let me get through my game first before I deal with you or something like. I don't know. He was watching a video or something on his phone, and I'm like, all right, forget it. So, anyways.
I'm sure he's spending a lot of money to be at this C2E2. I think the goal is
I was going to buy like 6 Funkos.
Help your clients or your customers out. He's lucky we didn't get a card of him.
I know, I should have.
Yeah. I don't know if you would have blasted him or not.
Probably not.
We wouldn't.
But he knows who he is.
You know who you are.
So what were your holy grails that you were looking for?
So, I don't know which dealer I got this at, but I'm a huge Freddy Krueger fan. So whenever I see Nightmare on Elm Street books, I buy these.
You need to hold some of these?
Sure. And these are from Avatar, the House of Horror. There's like different variants, and this is called
Paranoid.
This is called the Terror variants. So this is
not
one,
the Paranoid
2, 3.
variants.
No, right here it says the Terror.
Oh.
So these are called the Terror
the
variants,
bottom.
and I didn't have these, so I picked these up for a nice little penny.
Mm-hmm.
But I was excited about that. Then
You went old school.
Then I'm always looking for any sort of deals. I don't like to spend a lot of money on, like old comic books. So when I can find deals and bundled things, I do that. So I'll have you help me hold some of these old Silver Age books that I got here.
Beautiful artwork.
That's a Bronze Age, but then the others are Silver Age books. Fantastic Four. We got Tales of Suspense with Captain
Iron
America.
Man and Captain America.
And
Amazing Spider-Man.
What was that one? That was a Tales of Suspense, Iron Man, Captain America as well. Yeah, these are from the 60s, so...
Got to break free of Dr. Octopus before the ghost of Hammerhead murders my Aunt Mary.
So these 3 were Silver Age, that's
Pure
Bronze
drama.
Age, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I got a good deal by bundling all of these.
Only 25 cents.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Look at these. These are all 12-cent comics.
Holy
right
cow.
Yeah, so... And then the holy grail for me that day that I said I'm walking out of C2E2 with this book is I've been putting together the entire run of the Avengers, right? And so out of the 400 books, I've got about 300 books. Now, a lot of them are in that, 1 to 80 range that cost a lot of money. But I have some of those. I do have 6, and I've got 12, and I've got some of those, right? Yeah. But the only one that was kind of from the Bronze Age that I didn't have, because the price exploded in the last 2 years, was Avengers 196 with Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Yeah. So I went around, you were with me, and I
looking for
it at every booth and writing down how much they were charging, what the grade was. And we saw anywhere from $225 down to about $125 depending on the grade. But then I came across this dealer. It was Harley Yee Rare Comics out of Livonia, Michigan. He had 2 copies.
2 copies.
He had 2 copies. This is probably...
He had a deuce.
This is probably about a 5.5, 6.0. So it was a lower reader grade, and that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't need a 9.0, something like that. So, but he had this for, about $125, but he made a deal with me. And I got it below $100. So,
all right.
So cool. I was excited to grab that book to put into my run, and that kind of wrapped up some of the stuff that we got. And yeah, Taskmaster.
He's looking for men who like to kill.
Have you seen Black Widow? Because Taskmaster makes
no, I haven't gotten to that yet.
And
been watching Hawkeye.
And I said his, but we'll see. Taskmaster makes
an appearance
in Black Widow. So yeah, it was a great show, great networking. Got to meet a lot of people. Got to pick up books that we wanted. Within our budget, I went with a few $100 in cash and said, when this runs out, this runs out. And I actually came home with cash, so that was nice.
Too. Yep.
So that was nice. Probably wouldn't have if you had some more friendly dealers.
Right, I know.
But yeah, we. I think when we go again, we've got to go on a Saturday though. But we both had personal things going on Saturday that precluded us from going on Saturday's show. So
birthdays.
Yeah.
Birthday or Comic-Con. Birthday or Comic-Con. Hot date or birthday or Comic-Con. So, which one's important?
I had to prepare for a date. So, but it was a great time. We're going to show you a little clip of some of the things that we saw and did. And we hope you enjoyed this wrap-up for C2E2 2021.
Start the montage! All right, coming back from Comic-Con.
Yeah, going through the time tunnel, returning back to a land of the present. Good show though, man.
Yeah, it was cool. Feet are killing us.
Yeah. Let's take these masks off.
I don't know. Really sucks wearing masks. You idiots, get your vaccination shots.